Hello guys, welcome back to this channel. Today we'll start a series of videos on project management. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel to support this channel. And today's video will be on network diagram. Network diagram is the best, especially in project management scheduling. So at the end of this video, you'll understand what is meant by a network diagram and how do you create a scheduled network diagram. So stay tuned. So what is a network diagram? So in a given project, any type of project, you have a list of activities that needs to be performed, and every activity has its time frame, when it starts and when it will be completed. And the other thing is, these activities have a logical dependencies or logical relation. So a network diagram is nothing but a graphical representation of the sequences and dependencies of activities in a given project. So a scheduled network diagram is a graphical visualization of the sequence and the dependencies or logical relationship of activities in a given project. And in that project you have activities and sequence of the activities. So how do you represent the activities? The activities are represented by nodes. As you can see from this chart, from this network, you have activities A, activity B, and activity C. Activities are represented by nodes, and the sequence and the dependence of activities is represented by the arrow. For example, activity B and C are dependent on activity A. Hence, this relationship is established by this arrow. So, what are the different types of dependencies or logical relationships? We have 4 types of dependencies in project management. I'll make an independent detailed video on these 4 types of dependencies, but for now, as an introduction, we'll see finish to start, finish to finish, start to start, and start to finish. So what is finish to start, finish to finish, start to start, and start to finish? So before any network diagram, you must remember that you must determine the dependencies of a task, and the dependencies will fall in either one of these 4 categories. So the first category is finish to start. Suppose you have 2 activities or 2 tasks, task A and task B. If task B cannot start until task A is completed, such type of dependency is known as finish to start, and this is the most common type of dependency. And we have finish to finish. If task B cannot finish until task A completes, we have finish to finish. Third type of dependency is start to start. If task B cannot start until task A starts, we have start to start. And we have start to finish lastly, if task B cannot finish until task A starts. And we have a new term known as preceding activity. In a given project management, you have predecessor or preceding activity. Preceding activity is an activity that is performed before an event. If that activity is performed before an event, is known as preceding activity. So how does one create a scheduled network diagram? So you have to follow these 5 steps to create a scheduled network diagram. So the first one is you have to define and identify the starting point. Every project have a starting point, so you have to label the starting point. Once you do that, you have to insert activities by form of nodes on your diagram, and you can either add details to that activities or you can add description about that specific activities. Once you've established those activities, you have to create a relationship between those activities. So to create a relationship, you have to use arrows to signify the relationship and logical sequence of the relationship. And this relationship will fall in one of these four categories. It could be start to start, finish to start, finish to finish, or start to finish. And finally, you have to label and identify the end point or the finish point of the project, end point of the diagram. So let's see a practical example on how to create a project network diagram. So you have a list of activities on the left column. On the right column you have a predecessor or preceding activity. So as I've said before, every network diagram have a starting point. You have to label the start, and let's say you have activity A. Activity A is the start point. So activity A does not have any predecessor, so you have to form such type of relationship. Activity B, for activity B comes after activity A, so its predecessor or immediate predecessor is activity A. Activity C, similarly as of activity B, its predecessor is activity A. Activity D is also the start. It does not have any predecessor, as you can see, so you have to label it as it is. Activity E comes after activity D, so its predecessor is activity D, sorry. Activity F comes after activity C. Activity G, its predecessor is activity F. For activity H, its predecessor is activity E. And finally, you have activity G and H leading to the finish of the project. So this is how you create a project network diagram. So this is an easy one. I'll make another video on more practical examples on how to create a network diagram. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video.